Here we are at the world famous, okay, almost famous Ride the Rattler. 290 curves. How many miles? 24 miles. All right, maybe. And a lot of these claims aren't always what they're cracked up to be. We shall see, but I'm not going to count them. All right. Shall we see how the mighty Royal Enfield Classic 350 handles the infamous Rattler? We're pulling up the long grade, seldom seen lane. I like that. Well, not looking very Rattler-like just yet. And right about the limit of fourth gear, up into fifth, and it's starting to slow down a little bit. Little pink house. Don't know if you saw that. Pretty steep grade here. Pretty tight curves for a little bit. Well, you know you're not the king of the hill when a pickup truck is coming up behind you. The road is remarkably smooth, well marked. Double yellow is easy to see. Edge of the road's easy to see. Wet pavement. Might have rained here overnight. Not a lot of leaves on the road, so not much to worry about the wet pavement. Of course, traction's going to be down a little bit, but not too bad. Hey, look at this. A Mustang with the top down, as it should be. gravel in the road. Tight curves there. Still climbing. I know cameras don't always show the pitch attitude, because especially if it's mounted on the bike itself, bike noses up, so does the camera and the world along with it. But believe me, this is a pretty tight mountain road with a lot of climbing. There's some leaves. Woo-hoo. Little dry patch. Mountain sunset. Leaving Haywood County, entering Madison County. And if you're wondering, is this the romantic one about covered bridges? And well, I think as a joke some people have put up some covered bridges, but this is not the same state. Now this Madison County is famous for Civil War. They rounded up a bunch of civilians they thought were sympathetic to the North and executed them, because, you know, that's what people do. Hence, the county got the nickname Bloody Madison County. There were some battles also, but mainly just executing civilians that were suspected of favoring the other side. Try to keep it on your own side. I know, Jeep Wrangler, it's so big it's almost like a semi-truck. Can't quite fit on my own side of the road. Now, a couple of weeks ago, this was all red, yellow, orange, fall colors. Now, mostly bare trees. Well, I don't know if I would call this a Rattler. It's just a pretty road to ride on. And the absolutely crazy thing is people go over to the tail of the Dragon. Speed limit is 35 and people still manage to crash almost every day. There is rarely an accident out here. I'm doing 40 and the speed limit here is 55. I guess they just figure, you want to go that fast, go right ahead. It's up to you to decide. I actually like that attitude. Of course, they have the cautionary type of signs. They're not regulatory, at least not in most states. So the amber sign saying 20 miles per hour is just saying that's what they recommend. Here we are at 25. Dampness on the pavement. Not the greatest sport bike frame, wheels, tires. But you know what? It's every bit as much fun taking my time, looking at the scenery. I looked at a tent cabin down in that canyon. You can't see it. There's houses down in the holler. It's fun to see how they've decorated them for the fall. That little house had a wreath on the door, looked like made out of leaves or fall colors of some kind. Well, so how does this road get a name like the Rattler? Well, a long time ago, folks over on the North Carolina-Tennessee border figured out that people were coming out to their road just to ride the road because it was so entertaining. They gave it a cute name. They made t-shirts, put up buildings. There's even a motorcycle-only campground. It's a general store, a restaurant, all kinds of stuff. All because somebody decided to name a section of road the Tail of the Dragon. That's tail as in the back end, not story of. Anyway, it's a fun road. It's actually the reason we drove through North Carolina on our way to visiting my daughter last year. And we had our little sports car and we had fun on the road. And yeah, being close to my daughter was probably the one factor. But the reason we came to look was for the roads. So they named their road Tail of the Dragon, sold t-shirts, made some money off it just by putting up a sign. Well, a lot of other people figured out they could make money off of t-shirts as well. So here we have the Rattler. And the folks up the road at the little general store up here in Trust, they decided that they wanted to name their own section of road, so that then becomes Smuggler's Run. And you can buy t-shirts with that on it. So whether you want to be a snake or a smuggler, or you couldn't call it something cute like bunny hop. It has to sound menacing, dangerous, and yet thrilling. Yeah, I've been on this road at hyper legal speeds, and it is a fun road, but out here in North Carolina, there's a lot of wildlife. Every corner you come around could be anything from a deer to a bear to a groundhog, possums, skunks. They're all over the place. Of course, they were here first, so I have no complaints, but it does kind of alter your thinking about how safe the road is. You always want to leave yourself enough room to stop, but sometimes when the road is clear ahead and suddenly a large four-legged animal leaps out in front of you, well, you want to be able to slow down. Preferably stop, swerve, not hit it. So you don't want to just say, okay, what if there's something in my way? I'll need to stop. Here we are, Trust General Store, junction of 63. I'll let this guy pull out in front of me.